Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Glimmer Gang podcast. Sorry for the delay on this one. I just got my wisdom teeth out, so we had a bit of a setback when getting this episode out to you, but we hope you all enjoy. We got to talk about a bunch of cool new stuff. And without further ado, everyone, take it away. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Glimmer Gang podcast. We have a lot more to talk about. We just had GALA and GAMA over this past weekend and into the start of the weekend. We also had an AMA from Lorcana that we are set to talk about. So the first thing we are going to talk about is that AMA. And I want to give a big shout out to B-Squared24, one of our good friends, and he was on the podcast last week, who got a whole list of stuff from the AMA that basically told us what we have. So I'm just going to read out the first 5 at a time and we can talk about it. So one of the first things is neither player can look at the inkwell. So once it's down, private or not public information, which I think that was kind of a split decision with the group community. You don't look at the card for when you play One Jump Ahead. If listeners do not know what One Jump Ahead does, you play the card. I believe it's 2 cost. Am I right? 2 cost.
Yep. It costs song.
Yeah. It costs 1?
2.
Costs song.
Oh, song. Yeah. So you put 2. It's a song, and then if you can either turn, I believe it's a 3 cost or higher, or you play 2, or you pay 2 ink, and you get to take a card from the top of your deck, and put it in your inkwell. So you do not get to look at that card, though. You just put it in your inkwell. Yeah. No inkwell recovery currently, which is something I also said, so can't take cards out of your inkwell. If you need a card back, you can't get it as of now. Could we see in the future? I believe so. No way to win simultaneously right now. And then they are open to different card types in the future. So these first 5, anything that surprised you guys? I think this is kind of like all stuff we sort of expected along the way.
Yeah, it's basically a bunch of clarifications.
Yeah, the only thing that maybe kind of surprised me just a little bit was not being able to check ink cards, but it makes sense.
Yeah, my little inner 12-year-old with FOMO is very upset about it, but he'll survive. Yeah. And the no way to win simultaneous right now just means we don't have any cards that would say something along the lines of when this card enters the battlefield, all players gain 1 lore or something like that.
Yeah.
So we can rule out any effects such as that for the moment.
So the next 5 we have are only abilities that need to be extra to have to wait 1 turn. So Summoning Stiffness only applies to those abilities. Lanterns can discount shift, which is a very big key. So
that's awesome.
Lanterns.
Yeah, that one's big.
1 cost or 2 cost?
2 cost.
2 cost. Yep.
2
cost, and then it takes down an ink when you play a card into play. So if you're shifting Stitch
specifically.
Character, yes. If you're playing Stitch for 4, you're shifting Stitch for 4, you can pay 3. But
shift into Stitch on turn 3 is awesome.
But Lanterns can discount. So later game, you can turn 3 Lanterns if you have them out, and you have to pay 1 to shift Stitch. The lantern stacking is a very big thing. Shifting over to something they said about organized play was you only get points in the sticker sheet and stuff for bringing a person in for the first time you bring that person in. If you bring in more new people, you get points, and the same goes for teaching. And then entire stack back to shift. The entire stack, so you have your baby Stitch, you have your shift Stitch. They go back to the same place. So if they get let it go, both go into your inkwell, and if they get discarded, both go into your discard. So there's a pretty big chunk of stuff here. So what do you guys think about this whole new learning about lanterns discounting shift and everything?
I have had 3 lanterns on the battlefield, and I can tell you right now it feels really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, I fully believed from day 1 lanterns could stack. I did not think they'd be able to discount shift.
Me either.
Just because shift is an effect, but that's okay. Just means shift characters are slightly more powerful if you're running Amber, which is cool. So, because at the end of the day, lanterns and is really just a conditional extra ink.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like it's
The mana
technically
rock.
it's technically a worse one jump ahead, because it can get destroyed and it only works on characters, but it also you can use it immediately. So
And
there's
over
that.
and over again.
Yeah.
Well, so does the ink that comes out from one jump ahead. You
That's
use
fair.
it
That's a
over
good
and
point.
over
That's a
again.
good point.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I do think they missed out here on number 9, with getting a point whenever you bring somebody. I mean, we could have gone like full pyramid scheme here, and like you get a point. Then if that person brings in somebody, you both get a point. Like, listen, we got to grow this community. I'm just saying, there's options here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Lorcana Pyramid Scheme. If you're interested, contact the Glimmer Gang.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Another really cool thing that I think that the entire stack being manipulated together for removal and
Yeah,
stuff
that
like
was big
that
for
is
me.
really big in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
It definitely hurt. Let it go.
Yes, it did, especially
Oh
later
yeah,
game.
big time.
But it also
Yeah.
helped let it go in the sense if you want to put it into your own inkwell.
Yeah,
You'd have to be pretty
but-
desperate to
So
want to
far,
do that. I feel like.
there's been no like good play to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
when that's your option, I don't.
You're losing.
Yeah, it's already a bad situation.
Oh,
Or
it's
you're
a
so far,
Yeah.
or it's so far ahead you just don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's actually later on in here, but might as well talk about it now. Is the thing that's relevant is that when they go to the discard pile, so the whole stack goes, but only the top card is counted as having entered the discard pile. So any on banish effects or anything like that from cards underneath do not trigger.
Right.
I would assume that any card that says, when one of your cards enters the discard pile, gain X effect would only trigger once, because it basically only considers the one card being banished.
Yeah, it's like if there was a Floodborn Corella and it was challenged and banished, whatever the Floodborn one has would go off, but not the one that we currently have in Emerald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. The next 5 is you determine who goes first and then mulligan. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Roll the dice before you draw your or I'd say roll the dice before you even draw your cards. Is the best way to go about that.
What up, John T?
You can use shift using just in time, but not for the shift cost. Characters can't sing the turn they are played, so singing does count as summoning sickness. Lore used as a resource has not been seen yet, and then you can have any number of the same cards of the same card in play. Limit to 4 because that is how many you can have in it. So, what do you guys think here about these next 5?
I mean, most of it's just like simple clarifications. The only one that's actually surprising was the shifting when using just in time or a similar effect. So the stipulation there is that the play cost of the character still needs to fit within the parameters of just in time. So in this instance, you could use just in time on a Aurora Dreaming Guardian. You could not use it on a Rockstar Stitch or a Bandit Lord, whatever his name is, Aladdin. So it looks at the actual play cost, not the shift cost.
Yeah.
Same with lanterns. You can't lantern something down and then just in time it.
Yeah.
The lore, them referencing lore being used as a resource not being seen yet. It makes me very excited as a card player because I play black a lot in Magic the Gathering, and one of their um, traits is they can use their life as a resource. Like you use your life points to pay
Right.
for things. And I would love to see Lorcana bring something similar in where you can use your lore points to pay for things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the same for me in Hearthstone. The Warlock class did a lot of that, manipulating your life, and even way down the line, there were some crazy combos that they came up with where you basically wanted to kill yourself, but in doing that, it also killed your opponent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just a complicated thing to like balance.
Oh yeah.
That's probably why we haven't.
Right,
That's probably
sure,
why we
sure.
haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
definitely not something for the first set, probably.
No.
Not for
Yeah.
the first like 6 sets, because I've had six sets. So moving on to the next. The next 5 are banished in a challenge will go both ways. No hand size or inkwell limit, so run wild to your wildest dreams. 2 auroras affect each other, so the ward auroras, 1 ward will affect the other, and vice versa. You can shift onto a shift character, and you cannot just in time the shift cost, which I think we already talked about.
Yep.
So the auroras being able to ward each other is very nice. I believe that just kind of like you get 2 out there, you can't really hit anything except challenge it, which is nice. What do you guys think?
I think it's great, and honestly, I kind of expected it as a Magic player because there's a lot of similar effects in Magic the Gathering. If you have 2 of the same creature out, they're going to affect each other and the wider board state. So it's good to see that they're introducing stuff like that so early in the game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean all of these, like these 5, are literally just clarifications on stuff that like,
Yeah.
should have just been the case. Like, there's no reason the Auroras wouldn't stack. There's no reason you couldn't shift onto a shift character because it has the same name.
Right.
Good just in time affecting shift cost doesn't make any sense. The banish and the challenge thing, that's how it reads. So you have 3 different qualifiers when it comes to challenging. You've got when you are challenging, so you're the one attacking. Or sorry, we're talking about banished. So when you challenge and banish, so you were the one challenging and banished something. Then you have when banished and challenge, or when challenged and banished, and so you were the one being challenged and banished. And then banished in a challenge means either situation. If you are inside of a challenge and you go to the discard pile, X effect happens.
Mm-hmm. All right. The next 5 are generic cards, question mark. When we say generic cards, I think we all, cards that just have no typing, no color. They're just kind of blank, colorless cards like Pokemon. Banished shift character is only 1 banished, even though both cards go to the same place. Lanterns does not reduce a card's actual cost, so 3 cost doesn't proc Stitch. Mickey Wayward Sorcerer stacks, card effect stacks, including Maurice, which is very nice to see. And then if you try and do an action and cannot, you revert back to the previous game state, and that action is not wasted. So that is nice to see that if there is a slip up, you can just go back to where you were and like you're not penalized or anything, which is something that I know, like going from Pokemon, if you messed up and like you did something wrong, if you like shuffle into your deck when you're not supposed to and you draw cards, then yeah, you can't really do anything. But if you try to take an action and you just realize you can't do it and you haven't really done like anything with your deck or like anything that's going to subsequently like actually change the game, you can go back on everything and redo it, which I think for those younger players is really nice to be able to just have that opportunity for them to, if they do like mess up or if anybody really messes up, I think it's really nice just to be able to have that opportunity to go back and redo what you were going to do. Cool. Sneaky on me.
Cool. Well, real quick before we jump into these, I want to go back to what we were just talking about because number 1 out here is saying that is that saying that you can attack with cat, the banished and a challenge thing? So I just want to clarify again because I know I did a terrible job earlier. So there's 3 challenge qualifiers. There's ones like Mulan and Aladdin, where you are the challenger. And so those read challenge and banish. Then there are ones like Cat and Cruella, where you are the challengee, and apparently that is the official term. That read you are challenged and banished. And then there is the third qualifier, which is from Brooms, which is banished in a challenge, which means in either situation it would trigger.
Yeah.
Hey, Geo. Geo is number 1. Let's go.
Geo is number 1.
What's up, Geo?
So about these 5, the few that I just said, what do we think about this? I think stacking also is really nice, just to have that as well.
Absolutely. I like the idea that we may see tokens at some point. I love decks that create lots and lots of tokens, so
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
exciting for me.
And then the next thing that we're going to read in the next 5 is no tokens right now.
Right.
Which is funny. As far as these, like the generic card one was basically just a no comment.
Oh, I skipped 5 ahead. My bad, guys.
Yeah. The banished shift character we talked about already. That was I think an important ruling for us to get. And then the rest of them are just kind of like, yeah, that's how things should work.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd agree.
And then the last 4 we have are... Can you guys hear me? Oh.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next.
Hello? There we go. I muted myself.
Let's get to the fun stuff.
Oh, wait, we got a comment here. Anybody else worried about 25? I think it's a great rule for new players, but could be abused. Fake an action to provoke a reaction in competitive play to try to read your opponent.
I think that's something like you could call a judge for. I think, and if someone's trying to do that, it's kind of like goes against the spirit in a way of the game, which is something you have to like watch out for. So I hope that doesn't happen, but I would say like you can talk to judges and stuff if you think they're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, the only reaction I'd be provoked by is is you can't do that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, if someone wants to go full on poker in the game, whatever, they can have fun with that, as far as I'm concerned. But my reaction is going to be no.
Yeah. That doesn't happen.
Nope.
We don't do that here.
No, you don't. You think you do, but you do not, sir.
But no.
But no, yes. Okay, I think we can move on from that. Okay.
Yeah. So the next 4, just the last 4, no tokens in the game currently. You can alter your hand. So starts with an M. Word. English, please.
Mulligan.
There you go. Mulligan. You can mulligan your hand every game. And then lore cannot go below 0. And you choose the order which to resolve your triggered abilities after triggered off an event. Or the same event, rather. So I think that's just something to always remember. You can choose. You don't have to like go in a specific order, like left to right or something. But nothing really surprising in those last 4.
The only thing we still don't have is like official timing on like does active player resolve all their effects first and then secondary player resolve or
Oh.
how exactly get. But who knows?
We only caught the end of that one, Sneaky.
You cut out.
I bled. Green with Teddy.
So yeah. What we have next is we're gonna go head across the ocean. We're gonna head to France. Where we got some cards from GALA. We have
Teddy's gonna be mad.
He's gone. He's coming back. Oh no.
He broke it.
He did break it. Oh wait, he's back. We're chilling. Okay.
And now we're all over the place. There we go.
Well, we can move on to Gala. So we have the Beast, Prince Eric, Goons, and then an action of Smash. What do you guys think of these cards? What Prince Eric having Challenger is nice. Beast stats.
Item destruction with the beast. Yeah.
Yeah. Really well statted, and that item removal is going to come in clutch.
And you
I wouldn't call him really well statted.
I think he is.
I think he is as well.
5 for a 4/4 with 2. That's pretty nice.
He's below curve.
I mean, if you
But the ability is nice.
just in time is I think is also not the worst thing to play if you are running Steel Amber, but I don't know how much we'll see that. Smash, we do have removal in a sense for those 3 to low cost weenies. And then Goons with just another 1 cost 2/2 drop that we're seeing in every type. So what do you guys think of these cards?
I like Smash a lot. I want to smash lots of characters.
Yeah, Smash is nice. The fact that it's inkable is nice. It is like significantly more expensive than Fire the Cannons, but it does give you that flexibility of using it as ink. I've already talked about Beast. Item removal, nice. Situational. He's a tech guard. He dies to Jumba. Prince Eric is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
ridiculous. Just in terms of his stats. Just because the Challenger +2 puts him at a 3/3 for a 2 cost.
Yeah,
Meaning,
and you can ink him too.
yeah, and you can ink him too. Meaning he can swing up into those valuable 2 lore 3/3s, and you're trading a 2 cost 1 ink for a 2 lore 3/3 that's a 3. He can challenge with Hook, and they're swinging for 6 into something nasty.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is he also swings over most 1-drops and 2-drops and survives, meaning your opponent then has to either commit something and not gain lore in order to remove him, so he's no longer a threat, or they just leave him alone and then you get to swing again. So stat wise, he's in a really, really good place, and I'm really, really happy about that card.
Yeah, and you have that's 2 bodies for 1, which isn't bad at all.
Yeah, and Goons is just the standard 1-drop. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
he's, what is it, like 1/1 for 1, like Goblin and Magic, like
Yeah.
1/2/2 with 1 lore is the standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So the next cards we got from Gala are Jasmine and Aurora, 2 more princesses for that princess ramp deck that Blue Amber is able to create. Our third Aurora card. So they get -2 attack when you play this character, which is good. I think it's a good mid game play when you need to be able to wipe things off the board. Jasmine 3/3/3/2, which it's not that bad, I don't think. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Jasmine's the same as what's it? Kristoff and Steel, right? Same stat wise.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another. I guess you could compare them to cycles in Magic the Gathering. So like every color will get 1 of each. You know what I mean? So
For sure.
I like them. I do like her and Kristoff in decks anyway. It feels good to be able to play them on curve. And this Aurora, I do like her quite a bit just because she can give you that ability to challenge worry-free, and that's going to feel really good.
For sure.
Yeah. A nice smaller scar, essentially.
Yeah. And she's got a big will.
Oh
Which
yes.
is nice. She's a princess, and she's another Aurora, so there's some, things that she synergizes with there. Thing is like, it just really just depends on what your game plan is and what your deck's built around it. Just because, like, Blue just doesn't have, like, a lot of challenging power, and so a combat trick isn't, like, super high on the priority list in terms of Sapphire. in my opinion. And her being a 4 cost puts her in like an interesting spot in terms of like deck building priority and curve and things of that nature. But I think it's really interesting. Like, we'll see in a second. Maximus, I would take Maximus over Aurora any day. But it is interesting seeing she's the 3rd Sapphire Aurora, which, the other Floodborn types, we've seen them spread across. Aladdin we've seen spread across into another color, so it's interesting to see whether Aurora is going to get an Aurora in another color, and we're going to have 4 of them, or if this is all the Auroras we're seeing in the set.
Yeah.
If they're all Sapphire. Yeah. Also, with her being 4 costs, like shifting down or shifting on top of her from the other one, like, doesn't feel very good. No. So there's that too.
Definitely, I think that shift will help, like on the baby Aurora for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as good, but this one is kind of, when you play it, you're kind of done with that ability. You can't, unless you can bounce it.
Yeah, it's a nice, it's a nice little ETB effect. It just depends on whether your deck is built in such a way that it can capitalize on it or not.
For sure.
Yeah,
but it's cool to see that ability outside of Aimer, because that's the only place we've seen it so far. So, yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna head to Reno, Nevada, I believe, in GAMA. So we got 4 Amethyst cards. We got Dr. Facilier, we got Jafar, we got Maleficent, and we got Friends on the Other Side as our first Amethyst song, I believe. Dr. Facilier has Challenger, and it's okay with him not have. I mean, doesn't have any attack, so it's a 2/4, 2/2/4 essentially. Jafar is Challenger 3, so 4/5/5, which isn't bad if you are swinging, and then Maleficent draw, which isn't bad. When you play this 3/2/2, 1 lore. When you play this character, you may draw a card, which is nice to see. And Friends on the Other Side, you can exert a card of cost 3 or more to sing the song, and you get to draw 2 cards, or you can play the cost. So, what do you guys think of these cards? What do you guys say for the new Amethyst we got?
Let me mute.
I do love Friends on the Other Side. It does seem like a great card.
This game's pot of greed almost.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Being able to 3 isn't too terrible of a cost, and you could just tap a 3-cost character on a later turn. So that's very nice to just be able to do that, to draw 2 cards. Which is probably the strongest draw that we have right now. Is just drawing 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super hyped about all these Amethyst cards. I think Dr. Facilier is in a really interesting place with his Challenger 2, with his big ol' 4 will.
Yes.
Puts him in a similar situation to the Eric that we just talked about, but he's not nearly as powerful up front, but he does have more staying power, which could be useful, could not. Just kind of really depends on what the board state is.
Yeah.
But he can swing over like 1 super easy, and then but he doesn't really survive a swing back from another 1, so that's kind of where you kind of run into situations, stuff like that. But yeah, he's interesting. I think Jafar is awesome. We're not going to get into the art. That's been debated enough on the Discord. But I think 4 costs, that's 5/5 that can swing up into much, much higher costed cards and come out, in a good position is really, really nice. Maleficent, 3 cost for draw 1 card, and a 2/2 body. I mean, basically that just sets the cost of drawing 1 card at 2, which is pretty nice. All these cards are inkable, which is great. And she works really well with Friends on the Other Side, because you drop her for 3, You got your little 2/2
Yep.
body with one lore that's really not doing much, but like it's there, and it's like just get a card on the field, and you get to draw a card. So basically, you're at um, even on card advantage, and then you can use her next turn to sing friends on the other side for free. So then you're just sacrificing a little 2/2 body that you don't care about and getting 2 cards out of it, which is great.
Yeah.
So there's some nice things going on here with that whole situation. I'll be right back. My phone is getting blown up.
So the next card.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have more thoughts on this one, Sneaky? Or not Sneaky? You're Blake. Whoa.
Whoever you are.
Yep. The only other thought I really had is flavor-wise, how upsetting it is that Dr. Fusilier cannot sing Friends on the Other Side.
It does hurt a little bit for sure.
That's a very good
Maybe
point.
we'll get another one that can.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe a Dreamborn one that can sing the song, but it just feels a little silly that he can't sing his own song.
Right. I mean, he's in the art. He's right. He's there.
He's right there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hopefully, do get another one.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. Okay. So we are now going to move on to the Amber cards we got. We got Ariel, which is a 4/3/4/2, and this Ariel cannot sing anything. She cannot sing songs. Maximus is a 3-drop. Oh, I guess it's you and me now, Sean. Maximus is a. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I've had problems with my mic this past few hours. So Maximus is a 3/3/3 with 1 lore. When you play this character, the chosen character gets -2 attack this turn. So I believe the same as another card we saw earlier. And we have our Be Our Guest song, which is a 2-drop, and then look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Which this is like the first type of card we're seeing like this, where we get to look into our deck. You may reveal a character card and put it into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. So we're not really It doesn't look like we're going to be shuffling into our deck. It's just going to go to the bottom whenever we interact with the top of our deck or something like that. So that's something I really like to see, is to be able to have the ability to deck search, and we're now able to draw more cards, which is a very good thing. And so yeah, what do you guys think about these 3 cards?
Ariel is definitely the best flavor win we've had so far in this game.
Oh yeah.
From her ability of not being able to sing songs, perfect, to her flavor text, which is just ... It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then, Be Our Guest, a 2-cost filter card is pretty awesome. Being able to dig for and then pick whatever one you want. That's a pretty nice ability. And you can have it sing. You can have a ton of different characters sing this card. It's really accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, the 2. Then I think you said there's something like the 2 cost. You can get that out pretty early, and you can get multiples.
Oh yeah.
You can get multiples of it out, which is very nice to be able to have access to. So much draw and so much search, and I think that is something that we've said is going to be needed, and obviously they have it. It's implemented. We just haven't gotten the cards for it yet. But it was refreshing to see that we actually are going to be able to search, and we are going to be able to draw through our deck and get the cards we need, because we do need that in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely reminds me a lot of Digimon. Digimon has a ton of card effects like this, where it's looking for a specific card that you need in your deck and just sending the rest to the bottom.
Yeah.
They have a ton of cards like that, and I have learned through playing Digimon that sometimes that is a lot more powerful than just drawing a card.
It really is. It really, really is. Choice of 3 or 4 is nuts.
Yeah. Oh, we might have a sneaky back.
We have a little sneaky buffalo. All right, so we got our 3 cards. We got Ariel, which is a 4/3/4/2, and this Ariel cannot sing anything. So we're not really shuffling into our deck. It's just it was refreshing to see that we actually are going to be able to have access to It's been a long night, guys. It's been a very long night. I know Sneaky probably has some thoughts on this stuff, so we'll let him get back in here. One other thing I did think about Ariel is that the two lore isn't bad either. I think
Yeah,
it's a big body with two, so it's gonna take at least a couple things to swing into it. Unless
It's very disadvantageous to swing into her as well, because since she does deal so much damage and she has such a high willpower, so you're gonna get a couple of quests out of her usually.
yeah, and I did underestimate initially how powerful 2 lore is on a card for questing.
I think we all
2
did in the
is a
beginning.
powerful number.
You got any thoughts on these 3 cards, Sneaky?
I mean, Ariel's okay. She's Maleficent, but she can't sing, so with a negative. She's a princess and a hero, so maybe she'll get some benefits out of that. Who knows? She has the best flavor text in the game, and that will probably never change.
It's gonna be hard
I already
to
talked about yeah, it's gonna be hard to top. I love Maximus. Maximus is great. He makes it really difficult for me, in my opinion, to even run Control Your Temper in your deck, just because I know I've played a couple of games already where you pull a Control Your Temper late game, and you're just like, ugh, I got 8 ink, and this is a 1 cost. Like, well, at least with Maximus, you get a body, and he's a decent body, and you get the little effect, and he's not too expensive either. So I really, really like this card. I think he'll see a lot of play. Be our guest. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on this. I think it's a great card. I think filtering is really useful.
Yes.
Other people seem to think that it's, since it's a 1-for-1 and it costs you 2, and you have to bottom deck some stuff, and people have the FOMO about potentially bottom decking things, that they're not a big fan of it.
Opportunity cost, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be interested to see how it actually plays, but to me, anything that can fix your consistency is really, really good.
Yeah.
So
Find those combo pieces.
Yeah,
For sure.
It is a 1-for-1, like people are saying, but the fact that you get to choose from 4, I think that outweighs the 1-for-1, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
running Ruby Amber, you're looking for your Milan or Moana. You want to draw one of those, so being able to pick one of them out of there, yeah.
And also kind of depends on like where you're coming from, based off of how you feel about this card. Like if you're used to running tutors to let you search your deck for any card, yeah, this looks terrible.
Right.
But tutors are OP.
Yeah, that's why a lot of modern games don't have this type of mechanic instead.
Yeah. Like,
which once you start playing the game, anybody that's skeptical, I know this just like Blake from Digimon, it honestly feels really good. It doesn't, it's not OP like a tutor is, like Sneaky said, but it does feel really good to filter 4 and then find that piece you needed to make your hand coherent, and you're off to the races.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So the next 2 cards, the last 2 cards, new cards we got from GAMA, were our final Mickey Mouse, which is, he's a musketeer, so we'll definitely see Donald and Goofy, I would say. 627 with 2 lore, so very big body, and he also has bodyguard. And then your other musketeer characters get +1 strength, so musketeer, tribal incoming.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we have the Beast is Mine, which is Emerald's. Sneaky's laughing at something over here.
you obviously haven't been in Discord for a couple of days.
Nope, I have not.
You'd be laughing too. This card caused so much dissension in the Discord, and it was glorious.
Oh, Mickey Mouse did? I must have missed it too.
No, the Beast is Mine.
No,
specifically.
I do want to say for Mickey Mouse, did I not call this last episode?
Oh,
You did it, sir.
did.
Yeah, absolutely did. The episode people haven't been able to listen
Little
to
golf
yet.
clap for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
That episode will be out soon. Yeah. So
that's why you got to catch us live.
there
True.
you go.
Yeah, you got to be here to catch it live. All this gold.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get through the Beast's Mind, then we can talk cards.
Okay.
3 cost. Chosen character against Reckless, which is a new keyword. Then the next turn they can't question, must challenge if able. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on these 2 cards?
We have a lot of thoughts on these.
I was gonna say I love the Beast's Mind. It might be my new favorite, one of my new favorite cards. Certainly my favorite action. This keyword, green needed it, or Emerald needed this specifically. Like I think we've all talked about the ability to force or alter your opponent challenging to give you the advantage. Say if you have Cruella or Cheshire Cat out on the battlefield. The art's amazing. At a 3 cost, I think it's pretty affordable too. So
Yeah.
and Mickey being Musketeer Lord is pretty awesome too with Bodyguard.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun card in multiplayer too.
Oh yes.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
be shenanigans.
Yeah, just like Gio is saying there, the other part of Reckless is not being able to quest, so stopping cards like Moana or Hades.
Or Stitch.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't forget that shutting down the questing ability for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, that's like the main effect, and the challenging bit is like the secondary effect, because now that we have our official ruling, meaning it's a ruling from an official person, not posted anywhere official.
That's like the most long-winded way of explaining something I've ever heard.
I gotta make things obtuse and confusing, man. It's my whole
You
job.
absolutely nailed it.
You know,
Just like the rule clarifications.
It's not like I'm currently a teacher and my job is to make things succinct and easy to understand. So the ruling is that you can get around making your character challenge if you find another way to exert them. So if they have an exert effect, like Tinkerbell does, or if you sing a song with them, then you can get around forcing them to challenge. You say like it makes the most sense in the world.
To me, it makes complete sense.
And literally for 48 hours, the entire Discord was at each other's throat over this.
Yeah.
Before the game gets fully released, we have to have something to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. It was some good stuff for a while.
Yeah.
That's why. So I'm super hyped for this Mickey Mouse one. Like this picture does not do the card justice at all.
No, it doesn't.
Like if you've seen like some other pictures or some videos, like it is gorgeous.
Yeah, the cold foiling we have is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then good lord. Okay, someone else talk.
They're very pretty. Sneaky wanted everybody to know these cards are very, very pretty.
There you go. If you guys haven't seen the foiling, go check out Citizens of Lorcana or Illuminteers on
Dan Regal as well.
Yes, on Twitter. They had a bunch of videos about it. It's just the foiling is
superb.
It looks better than it
Bravo,
does
Ravensburger, bravo.
Yeah.
So I have 2 thoughts on this card. One, I think we will see Dreamborn or maybe even Floodborn versions of cards of characters other than Mickey, Goofy, and Donald that are Musketeers.
That.
I think that's cool. That's a cool idea.
And I'm stoked for that potentially being a thing. My one issue with the card is you used the wrong phrase. It should be one for all.
It's true.
Yeah, flavor wise, that would have made it, just overall, it would have made a lot more sense to do one for all for that.
For that effect, it should be one for all, not all for one.
I would agree.
Yeah, the only reason I think they put that wording is, I think that's the phrase. He's the one that starts it with all for one, and then Donald and Goofy say one for all. That's the only reason I think they use that phrasing.
I would not be
But
surprised if
for the effect, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I
for
wouldn't
that
be
phrase.
surprised if they if Donald and Goofy had uh one for all in there. So
I fully expect that. It's just backwards, and it's going to annoy me.
For the effect, yeah, it makes the least sense.
Yes, I would agree too.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Quit yawning, kid.
I can. It's exhausted. It's been a long 3 days. So, moving on from the cards, there was a presentation at GAMA that, if you guys don't know what GAMA is, you probably should explain this. It's like a convention for retailers. That is the main purpose of it. And Lorcana had a presentation.
Game Makers Association exhibition.
There you go. So there's a section for retailers, and Lorcana had a presentation like what's going to happen, and we got a lot of information. It was like very nice to see. The first stuff we got was Starter decks. There will be around 20 ish, more or less, unique cards in the starter decks, with some cards having multiples of 2 or 3 in the deck. Each booster packs, this is something that I went ecstatic over. Each pack will contain at least 2 rare or higher rarity cards. Every pack will include a foil card of any rarity. Every card will have a foil version, which is, I love that. That is so nice. I just love seeing that. Including the 2 high rarity slots and the foil slots. It is possible to pull 3 legendary cards in a single pack. Which
Pretty nice to hear.
It'll happen. It'll happen somewhere. And I think that's going to be awesome to see. And then booster boxes will be sealed with paper pull tabs, which would require you to destroy the box to access packs, preventing resealing, which is very good.
Smart.
Yeah, smart.
Just that's very good on them to be able to have that, so nothing was tampered with or anything.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited about it. Plus, as John T pointed out, it might be a smidge better for the environment.
A little bit.
It's a little bit, not as much plastic wrap floating around.
Turtles.
Yeah, the other big thing, now that we have seen the foils, I am very happy with every card having a foil. I think most of the cards will look very nice with the type of foiling that they have shown off.
Have fun with collectors, though. That's going to be a lot. You have a full set of just regular, and then you have a full set of reverses, or that's just foils. I'm going to call them reverse hollows the entire time. I already know it.
Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
Don't.
Pokemon not offer reverse foils for every card in the set?
It's all the commons, uncommons, and rares, so they do. But it's just I'm used to the foiling being reverses. So, but anyways,
it's the same thing because Magic offers a foil version of all of their every card. So it seems pretty standard to me. The 2 rarity slots, I'm glad it's confirmed that neither of them is locked. Which, like I said on the Discord, is if it was locked, they would need to change the way that it's worded on the website. But glad that we have confirmation that you can get any of the 3 rare rarities in either slot, which is great. And I'm super excited about the booster box thing, just because I hate people that manipulate the gaming environment for monetary gain, and this helps with that.
Yeah,
tiny bit.
A little bit.
Okay, so this is something that releases was something very nice to see. LGS will get Disney Lorcana products for at least the first 6 sets. So they already have plans for the first 6 sets, which that will get us to 2025, at least. Lorcana has talked to Target, and they are hoping Target does respect the street dates of September 1st, and it doesn't get put out early because Target does have no problem with that. The Lorcana team dropped the first edition of markings to discourage hoarding. Ravensburger mentioned they underestimated the demand for first chapter, but are working hard to print more, and they will reprint as they feel is needed. Shipping for the first chapter will be done in 2 waves. And then there is no reserve list. Any card can be reprinted with no cards held in reserve to make Arcana available to everyone while keeping the prices down. Overarching story, first sets or backstory. The story will play out as it goes on. So, what do you guys think about the release? I think they're hitting the ground running. The fact that they have 6 sets already planned is wild to see. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, probably the 6th set is like very in development. Like it's not like as close. Obviously, it's closer.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that they are planning and stuff.
Yeah. Well, like they didn't say anything about any like 6 sets being, in development or anything at this point. It's just that they're guaranteeing at least 6 sets, which is a year and a half, which like that's kind of the make or break point for a TCG. So
Yeah.
I mean, it makes the most sense. If they were saying less than 6 sets, I'd be very concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Six sets already isn't enough to have me be like, yeah, they're like really looking forward to the future. I'm like, that's a year and a half, bro. Like, cool.
Yeah.
But all of their stuff that they talked about, it was all, in all of these Q&As and during the presentation, it was all community first, players first, stores first. Like they're really focused on building the community, and like the decisions that they're making are, they're trying to do their best to keep the community first in all the decisions that they're making. I do want to do one little clarification. The reprint bit was referring to specific cards, like in terms of the reserve list situation, not reprinting entire sets, which I mean, technically they could do because, there's no first edition, it's unlimited, they can do whatever they want with it, but that wasn't how it was expressed.
Right.
Yeah. Also, the second wave is expected to come out right around when
second set, right?
the second set drops. So like 3 months out. Yeah. So I think that'll be nice. Yeah, I think that'll be nice because even if they have like a kind of rough start, as far as like allocation, distribution, and product availability goes, if they're able to drop, a whole bunch of first set and second set all at once right around Christmas, we could see the game explode.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Just in time for the holidays, that's when the game will really start picking off. Parents buying starter decks for their kids or gift sets. Yeah.
For sure. Okay. So the next piece of information we had from GAMA was organized play. Stores can choose to host leagues or tournament play style events. Organized play will be ran in-house with software to assist stores running organized play, and that is very huge. That is something that I think we talked about last week and maybe the week before. They will have an online site to be able to run that. Organized play kits will be free to stores running organized play for Arcana. Supports 24 players. The league posters in the kit will include stickers to track points. League promos are foil treated, which is very nice. Using multiple languages in your deck will be allowed, which I don't know, that just I could get a French English deck going there. I could definitely do that. There will be no pre-release events similar to MGG or Arcana or Pokemon. There will be logistical issues with that. They say Premier Play can't talk, but plans for really cool large events in the future. Tournament reporting software, very familiar. Best host pairing, stuff like that. So what do you guys think about organized play? I think the OP kits being free is nice. 24 players is interesting because you just don't know how many people are actually going to come. If it supports 24 players and there's 48 Tinkerbells, does everyone get 2? That's another question.
Well, the Tinkerbells, I think, are separate from the organized play kit. That's a welcome kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The organized play kit would be the things like the
Mickey,
Detective Mickeys and the Hey Heys.
So you could choose which one you want then.
I'm sure there'll be some kind of guideline as to how that works. They said that the organized play kit, it supports 24 players for 3 months. Yeah, so like for the whole period of the set. The whole yeah.
I have high hopes for it. I think what they have laid out is a really strong the strong bones for a system, and I can't
For
wait
sure.
until we get to the point where we can actually see it implemented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
said-
there's like,
go ahead.
how you go, Teddy?
No, you go.
Nope, I'll talk a lot. I got multiple points. Go.
Go ahead.
I said it last week. Make sure you guys are heading to your LGSs now to get the word out. Get these Lorcana organized play kits in-house so you have them so you can get these awesome cards. You can play the game and just be able to enjoy the game. And like I said last week, be the spearhead. Be the person that is leading the charge to be able to get Lorcana. Volunteer if you have the time. And I think that is something that should be echoed a lot, like to be able to support these local game stores, because Lorcana is obviously going very hard on that. So I think that is something that you guys should do, and yeah, go make the Lorcana community the greatest it can be. But Sneaky, what do you think?
Be the change you want to see in the world.
What do you
Yeah,
think,
that thing.
Sneaks?
Oh, so I just want to touch on like the last 3 points. So one, like the no pre-release events. So like nothing like similar to Magic the Gathering or whatnot, where you get like a pre-release kit. Instead, Ryan said that he thinks the best thing is for LGSs to host launch parties, which is kind of like up to the LGS to decide what that is. But me personally, like, I don't know what that would look like. So does anybody have any ideas what like a launch party might look like?
A draft.
I don't know,
maybe.
but I hope there's pizza.
I do. I also hope there's pizza
I could see it being like a draft of some sort.
or mac and cheese.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Barbecue.
Mac and cheese
Tacos, man.
pizza.
Brisket mac and cheese though.
There we go.
Are you guys just hungry?
A little.
Please.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah,
But yeah,
back to your point, Sneaky, I could see like drafts maybe, little mini draft tournament, something like that, or like I think that's the best idea because like if they don't make like the pre-release kit, you don't get like that structured deck that comes in it. So I could see them doing that, or like a starter deck tournament, something like that. Like you purchase starter deck, maybe you get a couple more packs on it. Starter decks are 17. Am I right?
Yeah, $17.99, $16.99.
So like you get like
Oh.
25 for like $30. You enter, you get a starter deck and 2 more packs. There's already a pack in there, so starter deck and 3 packs, and you can add what came out of those 3 packs into your starter deck, which I think that could be something they could do, like those different ideas.
That seems like a play. Also, like I guess if your store is like more of a collector's than a player's place, you could just do like a rip in trade day. Yeah, like
yeah.
everybody just rips boxes and then trades and has a good old time with sharing cardboard.
Yeah.
Sneaky. Next two.
Oh, that's right. That's still on me. The premiere play bit, like, so obviously that's something we're super excited about because that's more of on the competitive side with larger events, higher tiers, stuff like that. So they did say they can't talk about it, but he seems really excited about it. I'm interested to see what they do in terms of that. On terms of like, are those going to be more competitive focused? Are they going to be more just community focused? Are they going to have both options? Kind of like MHA does with their provisional showdowns versus the regional license exams. So that's something I'm really looking forward to what they have in store for us in terms of like larger events. But right now they said that their focus is just on building the local community, doing the whole grassroots thing, because that's what keeps the game going and that's what's going to, long term be what's best. So that's where they're focusing right now. So I don't think we'll see large events for a minute, which is kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, like, we get to, focus in on developing our local scene instead of, just grinding out games for a competitive play.
Right.
I agree completely.
I want to say, John T says there's going to be pizza at his launch party, so everyone make your way up to Canada.
Yep, we're heading to
Thought they
Canada. What does
Thought it
Canadian
was
pizza look like?
pancakes and cereal.
Is this like
Not
a Pop
that
Tart with
different.
ketchup on it?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I feel like Canadians
Don't
put pineapple on their
disgrace.
pizza. Do
Oh my-
Canadians put pineapple on their pizza?
First off, pineapple on pizza is delicious.
No.
Oh my
Second-
God.
No.
Second off,
No.
I've got 2 words. Poutine pizza.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, all right. I'm in. I'm back in now.
The slander that I just. Oh my gosh.
All right, Blake's in Canada. I forgot that part.
Okay.
You're not even Canadian, Blake. Like, don't even.
Not yet, but still, I have a Canadian wife, and I will defend
Okay.
Canadian pizza. It's
He-
not that different.
He bleeds red, white, and maple syrup. All right.
That's fair. White and golden.
Canadian is a
Amber. We'll
flavor
call it
here.
amber.
This
There
is
we
what
go.
this is what John T said. Canadian is a flavor here. Like you can order a Canadian, like you can get a Hawaiian. It's bacon, pepperoni, and mushrooms, and
Is
pineapple.
that real?
What?
Is that really a thing?
Bacon, pepperoni, and mushrooms.
is-
That sounds
That is.
interesting. But also, like, first off, you're gonna comment on there being pineapple on Canadian pizza when literally, like, it's Canadian bacon and pineapple. That is a Hawaiian pizza.
He's right.
I wasn't commenting on your take on pineapple. I
He's
was
commenting on
more
mine.
talking the ketchup on bread.
I said a Pop-Tart.
Oh, Pop-Tart. Yeah.
It's like what's Canadian pizza? Ketchup on a Pop-Tart?
Yeah. That was the slander I was going after.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
That's a little rude. That's a little rude there, sir. That's
That's awesome,
Brit-
John T.
That's Britain's take on a pizza.
You know what? You got me there.
They're gonna call it a pizza toasty or something because like that's what
Now you're really coming after John T with that one.
it's a grilled cheese, sir. It's a grilled cheese.
I'm just waiting for his comment to pop up here.
Well, technically, it's a
Oh,
griddled cheese, but you know,
Oh, jeez.
it's
Listen,
Don't need to get
girls
all-
have grates.
No need to
we
get all
don't
chef
say
on
things
us.
correctly.
The
John
British
T, here you
pizza
go.
is for loads.
I missed it. My chat closed.
Oh,
What do you
it's
say?
so good.
British pizza is
British-
loads of borrowed art on bread.
That's really funny.
There we
That's
go.
fair.
Yeah, okay.
Borrowed.
Back to the last point, I think.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, the tournament reporting software. So, I'm excited for that just because it makes things like easier and on terms of the competitive side of things. And, it obviously shows them that they're investing into that side of the game because why develop or whatever tournament reporting software if it's not going to be something that you're investing in? I was the one that put the Best Coast pairings, the BCP, in question marks because they mentioned it was very familiar, and we did see Best Coast pairings just add Lorcana to their options recently,
Ooh, nice. Good to know.
and they develop specific backends for companies to use as their own software using their system, like. My Hero Academia uses the Best Coast pairings custom system. And so I'm wondering if they're doing the same thing, which I'd be totally down for that. I don't know how, LGS owners and stuff feel about the system and how nice it is for them to use and whatnot, but I've used it. I like it. Okay, I'm done.
okay.
Okay. So the other stuff we got, Lorcana will have a customer service team to help handle card misprints and quality issues. The Lorcana team recognizes that there are two groups of people interested in Lorcana, the players and the collectors, and they are working hard to cater to both. They're looking into different types of formats as well as some new ones, which is very interesting to see.
They already
Altar-
knocked it out of the park having
Yeah.
multiplayer out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They had no comment on Alt Art and Full Arts. It says goals to turn collectors into players, but they are looking at fun collectible things. So I think like stamps and stuff like that. I think something we could see down the
sure.
line. They're monitoring online sales, and if it negatively impacts the market, those responsible allocations could change. Priority is stores that have stores, places to play, not warehouses. And there will be a store locator. They're working with Disney to promote the game and get people to stores. So I guarantee you, like, we will, at some point, I think it would be amazing to see, like, on Disney's Instagram, you see, like, a trailer for the game. I feel like we could definitely see that down the road. So there's a lot, and I think, like, in the parks, we will start seeing stuff pop up more for the game. And I think through the parks is what's going to make it the best and get the most people, because you have, like, millions of people that go there every day. Maybe not every day. I don't know. That is interesting.
A year.
A year, yeah.
Thousands a day, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot of people that come, and I think that could be a way to get people more interested is the parks.
I'm excited about them monitoring online sales to try to mitigate negative impacts to the market, because we all have seen what that can do to other trading card games. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna straight up and say, and I hope every single LTC or LGS that is listed on TCG Player with Lorcana product right now gets on a blacklist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, what they're indicating with that statement is that they're probably already on, maybe not a blacklist, but they are on a list of some sort, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
it's just like it shows us so that, like, they're trying to get those. I think they're trying to get prices down so everyone can have them. I know that's, like, some of the things that, like, the community is somewhat worried about is the prices. And if you can keep it MSRP and around there, I think that is something that's really good. So.
yeah, and like and that's another thing is, like, the priority is stores that have, stores, places to play, not warehouses. Is I think that if you want Lorcana, sign up for the Lorcana Play program, whatever it's called, ASAP, because I think that whoever is in that program is going to get priority for allocation.
I'd imagine, yeah.
I don't know how much leeway or weight Ravensburger can actually put on distributors, but I'm sure that however much they can, they'll be putting on them to get it into stores' hands that are signed up for the Play program rather than Rando store number 63.
Yeah.
If nobody else has anything, I'll just start from the top.
Yeah. Hit it.
Stores can choose to host leagues or tournament-style events, so that's super cool. They really had a focus on, saying that this is how we recommend we do things. This is why, because we feel it's best for, building a new community of players, particularly people that are coming into the TCG space that aren't familiar with it. Like, on the second Q&A, Brian went into a whole rant about, like, it could be potentially intimidating for someone, coming in that's never been involved in TCGs or something like this and are used to just a retail experience being you show up, you buy some stuff, and you leave, to actually, like, participating in, like, a community, like, event, and trying to lower that barrier to entry. And they felt that leagues are the best way to do that and to welcome those people in. But, at the end of the day, the LGSs know their communities best. So if they feel that a tournament is the best thing for them, then absolutely, it's up to you. Run your store, run your business the way you want to. They're just going to give you the support and recommendations based off what they feel is best. Organized play being run in-house, I don't know anything about. I wouldn't imagine it would be ran out of house, but I don't know anything about that. Kits being free, John T mentioned in his video going over the subject that that's a big deal because, obviously a store is going to put priority over something that they can get for free in order to build a community over something they have to pay for. So,
Yep.
That's more in it for them, so that makes more sense. Posters, promos, whatever, multiple languages, cool. Pre-release events we talked about. Okay, cool. On to the other stuff. So customer service team, cool, awesome. On that note, I'm hoping we really get a place for rulings for them to be posted officially and compiled and not just be on Twitter, because please.
Because please.
Yeah. Like it's just I don't know how other people feel, but
I
to
agree with you.
me it's not professional.
Like for the beginning and like the initial like
Yeah.
having people answer, sure, yeah, but it should
Yeah.
it should for sure have its own dedicated spot on their website or
I
a place to download a PDF, something like that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna get that
I'm sure it's in the
eventually.
works. I mean,
Closer to launch, will probably once they're probably like doing the final detail checks before they put it up, just to make sure everything looks hunky dory. Yeah.
Testing.
You're there.
Oh, hello.
You're there.
you're here.
Yep.
You're there.
We hear you.
Oh.
Nope.
He
Still
doesn't
on.
hear us.
Yeah, he couldn't hear us apparently.
Yeah. Oh, now Sneaky's
Oh,
the one having
no.
troubles.
Sir sneaks a lot. Nice.
Why Discord just stops transmitting audio to me?
That's weird.
It does it on all of my devices. Every single one of them.
It's the Zencaster phenomenon.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
Passed it
And
on to you.
Yeah.
Yep,
And it does
thank
it
goodness.
and it does it with different headsets, different
Oh,
devices. It
that
just
sucks.
doesn't make sense.
so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, that's wacky, man.
Like Discord just hates me personally. I don't know. What did I miss?
Nothing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, nothing really.
Not really that much.
Cool. So yeah, hopefully we get an official place for official rulings. This one was big to me. So the Lorcana team recognizes that there are two groups of people interested in Lorcana: the players and the collectors, and they're working hard to make a product that appeals to both. The reason that pointed out to me was because there's a third group, and they weren't mentioned, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
Yep.
The format discussion was specifically in reference to draft. We already know that they are currently in the process of developing or playtesting the draft format.
Yeah. Fun.
Thought it was
I
a-
can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be so fun. That's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was interesting them talking about like them testing all the different types of formats, because there's a ton of types of formats. So what exactly that means, whether it's just the basic draft sealed standard or whether that includes various formats of extended, commander, whatever other nonsense Magic has come up with.
So
And also some new ones, which sounds super exciting because I'm really interested to see what they're able to come up with that uniquely suits the rules of Arcana. Because we've already seen an awesome multiplayer format just off the base rules. So seeing what else they can come up with is super exciting.
So John T just said this in our chat. He said, so the day 2 video, Ryan was this close to announcing draft. It's clearly coming. And then he said Steve stopped him and said, we aren't talking about that. But he basically said it. So it's there. I think if we don't see it by the start, we'll see it by set 2 or even like the start of the new year. But that could definitely be like a very big, like going back to the launch party idea. I think that is definitely a very good way to incorporate that, because it's pretty easy. You come in, you buy 6 packs, and maybe like there's just some like generic cards available as well. So I think that's a way to do it. But they're definitely going about it right, and it's definitely coming.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see it for sure. Mm-hmm. Whether it's official or not, like we'll be drafting at Gen Con. Like if there's enough product for that. If we can buy troves, then we'll be. I kind of wouldn't want to draft, but we can play sealed. We can play sealed with troves at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Then the alt art, full arts, like he danced around this question hard. He started out straight with just no comment. And we've heard that, from other people, at Arby before, that it's not something that they're able to talk about right now. And so, a lot of people think that, we're going to be getting alt arts and full arts. A lot of people hope we do for a variety of reasons, whether it's they want to collect it or if they just want a higher disparity between chase cards and play cards in order to bring costs down for players. Like, there's a whole lot of reasons. But, I mean, he did finish off with, we're going to have really fun collectible things. And to me, really fun collectible things sounds like special treatments on cards. Because, like, sorry, y'all, pins, not doing it.
Maybe for you.
Yeah,
Maybe for you.
Like for some
There's
people,
tons and tons of people out there that would disagree with you, especially in this community. I'll be right back.
I agree with that. Like, there's going to be a lot of Disney people that are, like, super hyped about pins. There's going to be a lot of TCG people, like me, that could not care less about pins.
Sorry.
So, once again, they want to make something for everyone. Yeah. We've talked about all the other stuff, so I'm good.
Well, yeah, so that about wraps it up, everyone. Do we all have any more thoughts on you're not wrong, Chauncey. You are not wrong. He said pins to Disney fans are like bubbles for toddlers.
Yeah, that was kind of my point before I ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a 6 rarity, Chauncey. We have promos.
There you go.
That is true. That is true.
Is
So,
that
yeah.
really a rarity, though?
Yes, the rarity icon is different. So yes,
Isn't it like two interlocked, like sideways triangles almost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they're like little shield things. I don't know.
Yeah,
They look like the
Yes.
the
like two
pause
Wi-Fi
play.
symbols side by side.
They look like the pause play button on a VHS.
Yeah.
Or a VCR, as we discussed the other day.
a
Sean.
VCR.
What's a VCR?
Oh, you stop it.
I never heard of VCRs. So yeah.
But have you ever used one?
Fast forward button. That's what it is. Like Johnny just said, it's the fast forward button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or
Be kind, rewind. You know.
Be kind and be
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Dude,
All right. So do you have any other
using the
thoughts?
pencil to rewind a VHS, like, let's go.
Do we have any other thoughts on the stuff we've talked about today? We got GALA, GAMA. I think we got a lot more, and we're
Gamma, Gala, Gamma.
yeah. There you go. We have hit the ground running. The Lorcana hype train has left the station. I think we can all say that we are very proud of Lorcana. I'd say it's been a wild ride. You'd think our debut episode was in December and it's now April. We have rules. We know how to play. We have a lot of cards. I'd say like 70 or 80 now. In that range, there is still a lot to go. But we have a very good amount, and for the 4 of us, and for the rest of the community, I know we are very excited. But for that, we had a blast with this episode. We will see you guys in the next one, and Glimmer on.